Thank you for tuning in to This Week in Wabash. We will talk housing. We'll talk with the folks from Advantage Housing, Dale Bliss. Also, we'll talk with Hands of Hope and Family Service Society. Plus, Bev Ferry will be joining us from the Living Well in Wabash County facilities. Plus, we will go downtown with Wabash Marketplace. The intern Carly will tell us what's going on St. Patrick's Day. Don't miss this show right now and share it as much as you can. This Week in Wabash starts now.
Wade,
Yep.
Wade, I'm
Huh?
here.
Oh, Beth, sorry. I was just happening to be reading your March spring newsletter. I love this thing. I can't wait till I get it in the mail every month. I love it.
I'm glad to hear that. Thank you.
Yeah. No, it's good. You got so much fun stuff in here. It's not just, and I don't take offense to this, it's not just like boring things. I mean, you've got a lot of fun things in here. You've got a crossword puzzle. I mean, you've got recipes. You've got March activities. I mean, this isn't just a bunch of boring writing. This is a lot of fun and a lot of help for folks. I really believe that. I think there's some things in here that are very useful. So thank you for this. I'm going to try
You're
that
welcome.
slow cooker corned beef and cabbage next week for St. Patty's Day.
Great.
All right. Well, let's talk about some activities too coming up.
So when we announce activities and we have them in our newsletter, if anybody wants, like once we're back up and running past COVID, we're always welcome to we always welcome to have volunteers come in and help with those parties. So what we have coming up, because we had to make some changes. And so we really turned a lot of our things either into drive-through events through the portico by the front door of the senior center, the entrance at 239 Bond Street, or we went to online, which would be Facebook. So a couple things. The birthday party, if you are a March birthday and you are 60 and over, you're just too young, Wade. But if you're 60 and over, we've always done a birthday. We've done for years. We've done a birthday party, but it's been inside. It's been with entertainment and homemade cake always. But now, since we with COVID, we do a drive-through. So you let us know. So make sure we have enough cupcakes. And when you pull up the front, you just honk your horn, and we'll come out running and sing happy birthday to you. And you get a little goodie bag, which is our tradition, and then a cupcake. And
Nice.
so one of the things about our programs is it's okay to feel like a kid again. But and what it is it's feeling special. And people think once they get to a certain age, you can't feel like that again. But they remember it from when they were kids. Do you remember our Valentine party? Our
Oh yeah.
Valentine party, we got notes saying, I went home and opened my Valentines and I felt like a child. Felt like
Aw.
a kid again.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. So we've got the birthday party, and that is on Thursday, March 18th at 1 o'clock. And earlier that week, we're having the Caring for Caregivers, and that's on Tuesday, March 16th at 1 o'clock. That is on our Facebook page, and it'll be live. And it is Mindy Mays from the Wabash County Purdue Extension. She's the educator. It's
Yes.
at 1 o'clock that day. And, we that's one of the things where it balances between, we've got the birthday party, which kind of makes you feel special. And then we have the Caring for Caregivers, which gives helpful information to really all ages. And we always keep that where you can go back later, you can share it. Mindy's programs on our Facebook page, Living Well in Wabash County at Assisting Wabash County, is it gets shared like, I mean, I don't know how much, a lot. And it's always very helpful. So that's a good one. And that's next Tuesday. And then the birthday party is Thursday. So we try to blend things. And as you can tell from the newsletter, we do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And hopefully people get a nice balance. Coming up, of course, I next week I'll be able to report on our St. Patrick's Day party, but I want to talk about the first Thursday of every month. We've done this for many years. Sam Piercy normally comes over from Logansport and he performs. A lot of people know him from when he's did piano bar type stuff around town. He every Thursday at 1 o'clock, he brings it now from his living room. So it's
Nice.
from his living room to yours. And he's upgraded with sound equipment and all these. He sounds great. And last month's, March was the country show. And so there's always a theme, but it's the first Thursday in the month at 1 o'clock. You don't have to know the date in advance. You can just mark down your calendar so that you don't miss it. And it's an hour. Sometimes he goes maybe an hour and 10 or 15 minutes, but it's a solid hour of good music.
Nice.
And I want to encourage people, once we open, and I don't know when that's coming, when they can tell us we can have large groups. That's what we're waiting for. But we'll bring those parties back. But right now, Sam is on our Facebook Live for birthday parties the first Thursday of the month. And those are, kind of the main things. Also, MJ will be coming back and we'll be doing the Low Olympic Fitness. And that's a good thing for people that really like it on Mondays and Wednesdays and Thursdays.
Awesome.
And that's what I have.
That's awesome. This is coming straight out of your news. What do you call it? News? It's not a newsletter, really. It's like a magazine.
Newsletter. See, and I'm looking.
It's like a magazine. I mean, it's as good as any magazine I get from.
There you go. Thank you.
But anyway, there is a crossword puzzle word that I'm trying to come up with, and I can't. I don't know. I don't do.
Really tough.
And I've noticed though from people that they say, well, yeah, I do so many of these, those things just keep coming. That one keeps coming up or whatever. But what does P period I period food mean? Do you know what that would be? It's just number one down. PI food. PI food. I don't know what that is.
I don't know, but the answer's on another page.
Oh, that's for this month's? I thought it was last time.
No, that's March.
Oh, I like it. All right. Thank you for that.
So we had, you talked about the things that are useful. We talk about having a balance. You mentioned that. There's some fun things. There's some things of interest. We have an article in the March newsletter about the lighting for aging eyes. And I hated to admit it, but when I was in my 50s, that's when I realized my eyes were aging. You need more light.
Ding, 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 ding,
Absolutely.
ding.
Yes. And so when Living Well Downtown, when we are back open, that is a living example of how you adapt the lighting for our aging eyes. We have a special poem that was written actually for Valentine's Day, almost at Thanksgiving, for Valentine's Day. And it was by one of our seniors, Alvera Reichert. And so that's in there and it's right next to your crossword puzzle. And it's very sweet. And it is coming from a senior saying, this is what Winchester Senior Center did for us during COVID. And then towards the back, there is an article written by Becky Wagner. Becky, she's a good writer. She posted, it was from a posting that she did on Facebook, and it was about the tree in her backyard and how it reminded her of them. They planted it when they first came, and it goes through that whole thing. And so we have that, asked her permission, and so we have a picture of the tree, and we have the story that she wrote with it, and it's very touching. And so it's really neat to have that original work.
And you have March, this day in history, and I want to pick one out for you. Go ahead.
Okay.
Today, March 12th, this show starts or airs on Friday, March 12th. So today in history, March 12th, 1933, President Roosevelt gave his first fireside chat radio broadcast just 8 days after his inauguration. So I saw the word radio. Had to throw it out there.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, you're still, even in the age of streaming, radio is still the communicator.
It is. It really is. It's up to the second and a lot of fun. We love it. And we appreciate your support. And thank you for coming on again this week.
Thank you very much.
All right. We'll talk to you next week. All right. Bye.
dare to dream about it. Dare to dream about it with Terrell Realty.
Also on This Week in Wabash, we speak with Dale Bliss, the executive director and founder and bottle washer and all those other things he does at Advantage Housing Inc., AHI for short. And Dale, welcome to This Week in Wabash.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, let's talk about, first of all, Advantage Housing. We've heard about it a lot. We heard about it, while the city was going through some things with the grants that we've had and all the things in the past. But we're also hearing about it. You guys are going to have an office downtown in the old Wabash Plain Dealer building, along with the other three nonprofits. So we're going to welcome you to that downtown location too.
Yeah, it would be nice to have a permanent place to call home there.
Yeah. So tell everybody what you guys do. What is Advantage Housing Inc.? What do you do?
Well, I'll keep it brief, but Advantage Housing first came to Wabash because we received a grant for Region 5, which helped us address the homelessness in 5 counties, and that included Wabash. And so I first got started in Wabash just with meeting with some concerned citizens there about how we could bring that program. And so for 5 years, we have served the homeless and eminently homeless in Wabash County, as well as Cass, Miami, Howard, and Tipton counties. And so that's how we got started in Wabash, and it became very, very clear that the need for shelter housing was just very, very significant. And a place to go that was safe, was healthy, was secure, all of those things. And so we began to look at different properties that we could perhaps help renovate and create some emergency housing. It's what we call host housing, and it's an acronym. The government's famous for acronyms. Housing options, short term. And so that's what host stands for. And so we formed a small group of people that were very passionate about addressing housing issues in Wabash County. And so we just started meeting at the Brethren Church, and so many agencies got involved. And now we call it HAWK, which is another acronym for Housing Action of Wabash County. And so the group, very unofficial but very motivated and active group called HAWK, started looking at some of these things. And so this is really not just an effort of Advantage Housing, but a very fantastic collaboration in Wabash County of churches and agencies, the United Fund, the Community Foundation. The mayor has been incredibly supportive. Just so many great agencies have come together to really address housing issues. And so we found this great property on Hill Street, and it will become a 3-bedroom. It'll become 4 different properties, 2 3-bedroom townhouses and 2 1-bedroom apartments in the back. And that is our first host property, and that's at 559 Hill Street. And then, as I've said, Wabash is just an incredibly giving community, and some other people donated another property that's 6 efficiencies. And, there's a great need to help women and children who are in not necessarily always domestic violence situations, but in sometimes very difficult situations. And so we decided to renovate that building, and we'll use that as temporary housing to help those people in very tough situations.
Well, that's great. I mean, I'm sure there's a big need, and for you guys to address that is awesome. And you and I were talking before we started doing this tape. Wabash is an incredible community, such a giving community. You mentioned some of the organizations, but the people too. They're just very, very giving.
Well, yeah, my very first visit to Wabash was working with the people who put out the little food pantries.
Yeah.
And that was my first connection. And
Okay.
Because of our warehouse, we have a lot of different supplies, and wow, that was a great introduction. But that was just the tip of the iceberg of the compassion and the ambition to serve one another in Wabash County.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And between the cities and the outlying, towns, it's a fantastic place. I've never seen the like.
Yeah, we've got a great county in Wabash County, and of course, we like to feature uh, people like you and organizations like you every week on This Week in Wabash County. So I invite you to watch it every week. You can learn something new about this county. But this
Yeah,
week,
absolutely.
this week I want to talk a little bit more. We talk about how giving this community is, and you talk about these efficiency apartments and all those things. How are you going to furnish all these? Could you use some help?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a lot of great sponsors, and just to mention a few, First Farmers Bank and um, Home Depot. Um, we've got a lot of really good sponsors and a lot of great private donors. In fact, one of these buildings was completely donated, a $90,000 donation just to serve this population. And so, one of the things that we want to do is provide a place where they can walk in and feel immediately at home.
Hmm.
Um, which is very difficult to do in a strange hotel or even to walk into someone else's home because of an emergency. We want them to be able to walk in and find a quality, safe, and a healthy environment. And so, in order to provide that, we've totally renovated, the walls, floors, ceiling, toilets, everything in these buildings. So, what we need to do now is begin to provide some furnishings. And one thing that we need is just small four top tables. And so we can purchase those that will all match so that we can introduce, different pieces. One may need 3 seats, one may need 5, but we can buy those for $1,000 for the entire building. And so, cash donation to help with that. Um, we need to purchase mattresses, obviously, and those are very personal items. And, and we would love for our tenants to be able to take the mattress with them, come into a brand new mattress, take the mattress with them so they don't have to face that hurdle again. And then, of
Hmm.
course, replace the mattress. There's a lot of charities out there that we could purchase a semi-load of mattresses for, $4,000, and that's just an amazing multi-thousand-dollar investment in those mattresses. So we'd be able to provide that with some cash donations, but things like dishes and toasters and coffee makers and things like that will go in. Um, we want them to walk in and feel safe and secure and healthy and happy, um, despite the difficult situation they're going through. So anything that can be provided along that line would be fantastic. We're converting the basement of 571 South Wabash Street. It's a beautiful, dry, clean storage area. And we just recently received a huge donation of beautiful shelving from Bed Bath and Beyond. And we're going to completely shelve that and make that a community resource for anything that people donate. So if you donate something that we don't need necessarily for this project, it will go into a community resource, and the agencies that work with Hawk will have opportunity to say, hey, I need some towels, or, do you have any baby clothes, or whatever people donate. We'll certainly find a home somewhere, and we're going to warehouse those in the basement of this property.
Let's talk about maybe some volunteers helping with that warehouse and some work there.
Oh, absolutely. A lot of people are thrilled to donate, but don't always have a way to drop things off. So people to pick up donations, people to sort donations. And we have a lot of testers. And by that, I mean, Walmart and Amazon are fantastic suppliers to our program. However, they often will give us things that have been returned. And many, many times there's absolutely nothing wrong with them. However, we don't want to find out that the coffee maker leaks the first time they use it. So we need people to maybe just test some of the donations to make sure, okay, this is perfectly fine. It was just returned because it was the wrong color. And so if somebody that likes to tinker and pack and unpack things, there's, if you name it, there's opportunities. People that love to plant and beautify places, we have opportunities to plant this spring and make the places look homey and happy. And so you name it, there's an opportunity to serve.
Well, I'm sure we could probably do 20 different shows about what Advantage Housing does. But on this episode today, just want to make sure you get out what you wanted to get out, and we'll continue to talk about it on the radio. So, in summing up, what you would really like and what you need right now, give us that.
Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you,
You're welcome.
just because it's an amazing community that has really stepped up and continues every time we have opportunity to share a story. They step up. So, first of all, the message I want to get out is thanks to the Wabash community. It's just been fantastic. The other thing is, at this point, like the small appliances, dishes, towels, things like that, and cash donations to buy some of those larger items for each apartment. We'd really love to get this emergency housing up and running as quick as possible, and then focus on the larger family housing on Hill Street. So, so thanks to the community, and I'd be thrilled to share. You can find us at advantagehousing.org. You can reach me by my cell phone if you want to include that, and you can also find us on Facebook.
All right, very good. Dale, we thank you for taking some time with us, and we'll get this shared as much as possible.
Well, great. Well, thank you. It's been great to share these things with you. I appreciate it.
Let's come back maybe once a quarter and have a conversation.
That'd be great. We love being a part of the Wabash community. We call it home.
All right, Dale, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Hey, it's Carly from Wabash Marketplace. Happy Friday! Next Wednesday is St. Patrick's Day, so I thought I would let you know some of the specials that are going on in downtown throughout this week and next. I hope you enjoyed this little video I put together and you are on the lookout for these deals in downtown this weekend. Remember that your downtown bucks expire on March 31st, so use those in downtown before that date or else they're no longer redeemable. Visit Wabash County has these absolutely adorable succulents from 50 East Garden Center. Charlie Creek Inn will be featuring grasshopper cheesecake, Irish cream creme brulee, and key lime pie. Eagles Theater will be having a St. Patrick's Day dinner on March 17th, 5:30 to 7 p.m. It's a chef-attended buffet, and it is $14.95 per person. C&J Racks will have a spin to win with discounts and a 4-leaf clover, and Wood and Ivy will have a St. Patrick's Day display in store. Oh My Cakes will be featuring some green treats, and Birdie J's will have 20% off everything in store. Eugenia's Restaurant will have a take and bake dinner and breakfast. Order by March 18th, and the pickup is March 19th. Bella Zoe has a huge selection of puzzles, and they will all be 20% off, so I recommend you go check those out. And Modocs Market will be having some St. Patrick's Day themed drinks, like Irish cream and cream de menthe, or you can try the Salty Englishman or the Lucky Charm Latte. Bluebird Boutique will be celebrating their 1-year anniversary with a gift card special. You can buy a $100 gift card for $90 or a $50 gift card for $45, and it's an extra 20% off all green items in the store in honor of St. Patrick's Day. The Eclectic Shop will have 25% off all green items. I found a few things that are green in the store. Also, Wabash Marketplace just released some merch for our Downtown Fun Since 1981 40th Anniversary campaign. So these totes are the first thing that we've rolled out. They're so fun and so cute, and they're really durable. So you can shop in downtown with one of these bags. They're available for order on our website. They're $20 and free shipping, or you can pick one up at Visit Wabash County, $20 as well. That's all I have, so I hope you enjoyed this video. And also, don't forget to order your popcorn from Eagles Theater before 4 p.m. today, and pickup is 5 to 7 p.m. Enjoy!
All right, back on This Week in Wabash, and we are going to speak with Linda Wilk and Heidi Vandermark, again from Hands of Hope / Family Service Society, and it's great to talk to you guys again. This is our spring conversation. I guess we did have one in the fall of last year, but good to have you, Linda. Thank you.
Good to be here. Thanks for having us.
And also Heidi, good to have you this morning or this afternoon, whatever. All right. Let's talk, Linda. What is going on right now with you guys? I understand there's something about a rapid rehousing domestic violence bonus program. So tell everybody what that means.
Sure. Yeah, I'm very excited about this. This is probably one of the more innovative initiatives that we have been able to do, and it's thanks to the Indiana Coalition Against Domestic Violence. It's a program that we have realized after talking with victims across the state. And there was an in-depth study that was done a couple of years ago, and I was able to be a part of that. We actually interviewed some victims from Wabash County. And across the state, those interviews really found that one of the greatest things that victims want is stable housing. They want independence, but they can't have that if they don't have some financial assistance. And so what this program is allowing us to do is to work with victims to provide them not only initial stable housing, but walking alongside them. And Heidi will talk about the specifics of this, but give them that financial independence that they need so that they're able to break the cycle of violence. So in saying that, the criteria is that they don't even have to be actively fleeing. They can be in a domestic violence, sexual violence, stalking, human trafficking situation, reach out to Hands of Hope and talk with Heidi and say, I need help with safety planning or do next. And Heidi can explain to them this program and work with them. So they may still be in that abusive relationship, contemplating leaving, and then can be talking to Heidi about, well, if I decided to leave, what kind of housing can you assist me with? Other housing programs operate where you have to literally be homeless. So you have to be living in a facility or under a bridge. Maybe you are living in a hotel that someone locally has paid for. So this is a little bit different. This is where we're realizing that it can take time for a victim to be ready to leave, and to put them in a literally homeless situation is not helping them. And so it's working to find what's the best solution for them and, again, to help them become financially stable.
Okay, Heidi, then that brings us to you. Again, welcome to This Week in Wabash, as we try to give people information weekly about some of the nonprofit organizations, some of the service organizations, and just kind of what's going on there. Heidi, talk about the process when people do call you or come to you.
Yeah, so once it's determined that they are eligible for the program, the process is we do a VI SPDAT, which is a regional question to determine their homeless level and their lethality level. And that is something that is placed on a prioritization list. And basically what that is determining, to be fair for anybody in Region 5 who are homeless and who are reaching out for resources the government's providing for homelessness, they all have to be put in a coordinated entry prioritization list. And then we meet every 2 weeks with this group and go over ways to assist these homeless individuals. So the very first thing that happens is we do that survey. And then they're assigned a number because we want to stay confidential. Instead of their name, they're assigned an ID number, and they're put on this list. The next thing is then they have to sign an agreement. And part of that agreement is there are certain aspects of this program that they're required to meet, such as they need to agree to meet with me on every 30 days, and they need to be willing to participate in the search for housing. As an advocate, I will walk along with them and assist them in finding housing. We do have to calculate at a fair market rate based on government regulations on how much rent that rapid rehousing can pay for an individual. We're currently working with 2 clients with this program and have housed one. And it's been a learning process. There's a lot of detail to this program. And so it's finding a place for them to live that is rent reasonable. And once we find that place and they're approved, I assist them with either be the liaison for them with the manager of the property or assist by going along with them to meet the landlord. We do inspect the property. It needs to meet HUD regulations. So I will do that, make those arrangements, and then assist the client with filling out the understanding and filling out the lease. We will pay with the first and last month's rent. In addition to that, we pay the security deposit. We can assist with deposits for utilities. So the goal is to find the place first for them to go to live. And of course, it is client focused. So it has to be a place that they want to live. They can at times bring a possible place to me, but the ideal situation is that we work together to find a place for them, and that we are in contact with each other for that entire year and meet every 30 days so that we can assess their situation and determine what their needs are. We do focus on supportive services for them. So, and what that means is whether they are interested in seeing a therapist or even repairs to a vehicle or securing that home that they've just moved into, as far as a security system or specific types of locks. We can help with medical fund bills and things like that. So it's just getting together with them every 30 days and assessing what their situation is. The goal is to house them in a situation where after we are no longer involved in the program, they can sustain that. So that's kind of how the whole program is working. And if I've missed something, Linda, please throw it in there.
So, Linda, would you like to add to anything that Heidi explained?
I think Heidi did a really good job explaining it. One thing that I want to make sure people understand is we can walk with them for up to 12 months. So this grant is, a lot of programs, again, it's first month's rent, security deposit. As long as they're working with Heidi, doing the case management with her, we can continue to financially assist them. The goal, as Heidi said, is to get them self-sufficient. So ideally, the money we're able to provide then gives them whether the ability to go back to school, and then they have, a better job when they're done with school, or they can go from, a part-time job to a full-time job, just whatever the financial stability that we can add. And then again, it's really important, that social aspect. So getting them into counseling if they're interested, rebuilding their supports. We know from domestic violence that abusers isolate their victims. So we want to bring them back to believing in themselves and creating that safety net so that they have the supports they need. So again, they don't just lean on Heidi. Heidi's there to be that link and that referral for them and to assist them, but then let's integrate them back into the community. So,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So as far as financially, do you find that some people, there are a lot of reasons why they don't want to come forward and talk about some of the issues they're having, but is financial one of them that you hear that, well, I got to get to a new place, but I just don't have the money to do that? Is that one of the major roadblocks?
Oh, I would say so. And that's something, again, to kind of think about. We're really good about helping someone get safe for 30 to 45 days. We've had the Flannery Keel home since the early 80s. But this is looking beyond that. How can we truly find them permanent housing so that they're not homeless in another 60 days, so that they have that stability. So it's really, breaking that cycle of violence permanently. It's helping them get back on their feet and get to be a productive member of the community again. Just a plug I'll add, if there's a landlord listening to this, we're really looking for good landlords that we can partner with. So that's something else that we, really want. We feel it should be a good incentive because we're providing that income, that rental income for them. So, it's a situation where up to 12 months we can assist. So they know, the landlord knows, hey, we're going to get rent for up to 12 months. this program.
All right, Heidi. So if folks would like to get a hold of you, can I have a phone number and an email perhaps that they can use to get that information?
Yes, the phone number 260-563-4407. That is a number that is answered 24/7. If I'm not in the office, it forwards to our safe shelter. So that whoever might call that, somebody's going to be there to talk to them. So again, that's 260-563-4407.
And an email if they want to get a hold of
And an email. They can email H. Vandermark. That's HVANDERMARK at F as in Frank, AMSERVICES.com. So it's H. Vandermark at famservices.com.
And we have that here below at the bottom of the screen for the folks.
Yeah. And we have a Facebook page, and there is a chat option on that Facebook page. So if they wanted to check that out.
All right.
Your Hands of Hope. Yeah.
Ladies, we will look forward to talking to you on an episode coming up here right before April, not too far away, because April is what, Linda?
Sexual Assault Awareness Month.
Okay. And again, a very big topic that we want to spend a little bit of time on for that coming up here. All right. Well, excellent. Girls, you have a good St. Patty's Day, and we'll talk to you again a little bit later on this month.
Thank you, Wade. Bye.
Thanks for watching This Week in Wabash. We'll do it again next Friday and every Friday at noon on 1059thebash.com. Also on all of our Facebook pages, and you can hear the audio version of it on 1059 The Bash and AM 1510 on Sunday mornings at 9. This Week in Wabash.